Good morning and welcome to Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens, where I am your host, Yvette C. Owens, and I am bringing to you, as I do every week, situations and personalities and mindsets that influence the behavior of our cultures and our organizations. And I bring it to you so that we can become aware of them so that we can be better at what we're doing. We can be better at creating the environment that we want people to work and complete our vision, to be able to come alongside us and partner with us. When people are in the most optimized space, we do so much better, right? And so this morning, I am welcoming you again to Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens. I am your host, Yvette C. Owens. I'm the creator of Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens, as well as the creator of the Diplomat Chronicles and the Diplomat Academy, all coming under the umbrella of my organization called Destiny Speak. So we are so glad to be able to partner with you as you embark upon strengthening your leadership skills, as you, if you're not a leader, as you're strengthening your ability to be more successful in the field that you've been called to or the field that you've chosen, and making sure that you're doing the right thing. Even entrepreneurs, how are you building on your business? And you can't do it alone, right? And so you need to have people come alongside you, and company culture talks about what does that environment look like. And so today I wanted to talk about time factor, because as we're building, as we're embarking upon different projects, as we're making plans and building roadmaps for our future, there is a time element that we have to really consider. And there's two sides of it. Well, there's multidimensional sides of the time element. And that time element, first of all, means can you take are you taking the right opportunity to be able to take advantage of those things, timing, perfect timing, and opportunities that come before you? Because some opportunities come once. So there's a timing of, do I know when to jump on and take an opportunity, get an opportunity? The second thing is the other side of that is there you can do all the planning, you can put all the things in place, you can make sure you have everything aligned, and you're still not seeing the results that you need to see. So that can be disheartening, that can be discouraging, it can be frustrating, because it's like, I've done everything I know to do, I'm doing the best I can. What do I do in this meantime? Because there is a time element that is a part of this equation. When we talk about project management, we talk about multi dimensions that we have to consider. It's the scope of the project, it's the resources, it's the finances, and it's the time and the quality. All five of those are a project manager always makes sure they're keeping in balance. And so when you are working on your project called life, or in your business, your project called your business or your entrepreneurship, or when you're working on your dreams as a person, you need to keep in balance the scope, the time, the quality that you're looking for, the resources that you have, and the cost. All of that has to be in perfect balance. And so when we talk about the time, is it the right time to move? If you've done everything and all those things are in balance and you've done all you can do, including getting coaches, because can I tell you, coaches are what help you. They are the ones that balance off what you're thinking, your thought process is, make sure that you're on the right track. It gives you expanded ideas and perspectives that you didn't have and that you wouldn't have without the help of somebody who's been where you want to go and who at least has gone through some of those stages and phases of the effort. So coaches are a great thing. I coach my clients through the places of feeling stuck. They're just feeling like what we're talking about, right? That time element. I've done all that I can do. Yvette, what is it that I need to do to keep moving? How do I make sure I'm using best use of this time that I feel stuck in? Or how do I get out of it? How do I propel out of it? How do I turn this thing around? And so we talk about where it is that they really want to go. Many times it's because they have so many ideas in their mind that they need to know where to focus. So I want to share with you this morning 10 things that you can do when you feel like you're in a space of time and you're dealing with heads on, face to face with that time element, that factor called time that's in our planning. And the first and foremost is when you're in that space, prioritize. Priorities come to the surface when you're in a time of waiting and you're in a time of, in that time thing, it just seems not to have come to fruition yet. Priority. And when you're in that waiting period, it will allow you to drop off those things that are no longer as important as you thought it was, because many times we're so busy doing things that we just were doing, and some are good things, but when you are now starting to get focused on moving forward in a very specific area in your life or your business or your ministry, sometimes, many times, most times, you need to drop some of those things that you are still trying to balance. And so the first thing is that priorities become clear when you're in that waiting period. Also, you develop, number two, you develop perseverance. There's nothing like having to stick to the plan when you think the plan's still not working. You stick to the plan. So you persevere through the trials, through the tribulation. You persevere through those tough times. You persevere through the anxiousness that you feel because it's like, man, when is this ever going to happen for me? When you persevere, you are developing a strength and a greater characteristic that you never thought, and it will pay off for you in the long run. It'll keep you reaching for your goals. Third, you produce and create productive habits. So when you get to where you're trying to go, there are specific habits that you're going to need to have. And there's no time like the present to make sure that you're acting as if you're already in it. You're using those practices, you're doing those things that will help you continue to be successful in where you're going. And now is the time to get and develop those habits. Number four, you get to understand yourself when you're in that waiting period. You understand, what's really driving me. Do I really believe in what I'm going after? Do I believe in the people around me who are helping me to get there? And then number five, take the time to rest and regroup. You have to take the time to be able to sleep when you can. You have to be able to take the time to really think, is this really where I'm going and what I'm going after? Am I going after the right thing in the right way? It could be the right thing, but maybe, just maybe, you need to further define it, redefine it, refine it, and refine it, get it into your niche. And then 6, you're developing patience. Just like that perseverance, you're developing patience, and there's nothing like patience. You're going to need patience when you get to that next place, when you get to the final outcome and the goals that you're in, because everything doesn't come to us easy. And even as parents, we know that when it does, that doesn't always make us really good people, right? When we get what we want, when we want it. But when you can exercise patience, it's amazing. And then you become 7, you realize that your resourcefulness. What do you have in your hands right now that you neglected to recognize because you were doing the busy thing and you weren't in this time of waiting? You develop the resourcefulness. I have this and now I can use it for the greater good. And then 8, You develop a better tolerance and empathy for people and for others who are in a like space, or even for those who you want to serve, because you are trying to get to a goal that you know will not only benefit you, but benefit other people. Well, now you have time to understand those you're trying to serve, and you create a better tolerance. You're not just trying to rush in, ram in, fix it, and come out. Too often we're fixers and not nurturers, and not understanding the real all the dynamics of those who are trying to serve. And then 9, you create a greater capacity, right? So you're stretching yourself. It's like nothing like time when I put everything in place. I've taken the steps that my coach has taken, and and now I have a greater capacity. You're stretching yourself. What else can you do to perfect where you're going and your skill set? What else can you do to put in place things that will support your customers and your clients while you are waiting for it to all happen? And then lastly, you create and you gain a greater gratitude. Nothing like gratitude, because you know all that you've gone through in the time element. So I'm thanking you for those who joined today. These 10 steps are things that you can do while you're in the waiting. If you're joining now, just hop back on, watch the replay. But don't let the time that you have, that time factor, cause you to miss opportunities because you're going to procrastinate. And don't let that time element go to waste. There are those 10 things you should be doing when you are in that space of, I've done everything. I'm working with my coaches. I'm planning. I've put in place and I've put people on notice that when we get the signal to go and when things are there, we're going to go. Take advantage of those 10 elements: perseverance, gaining productive habits. All those will serve you when you reach the goal and when you finish the cross line. So have a fantastic day. As I always say, it takes all of us to create a culture that allows everyone to thrive and be their very best. Have a great day.